In this video, I will be talking about what would have happened if Logan Paul beat KSI and Logan v KSI 2. What will happen in KSI's music career after the loss? Will Jake Paul vs. Anisong Gibb even happen? Will Logan Paul being the new YouTube boxing champion escalate his career, or will his ego get the best of him? This is What If Logan Paul Beat KSI. Also, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed, so if you like this video, consider subscribing. It's free and you could always change your mind. Enjoy the video. It was an electric night, November the 9th, Los Angeles, California, Staples Arena. The collision of two of the biggest fan bases in the world would come together once again to root for their favorite social media stars to finally end the rivalry commenced in 2018. Logan Paul vs. KSI 2. Everyone from all over social media, drama channels, the vloggers, the TikTokers, the sidemen, were tense and anxious even before the first bout took place. However, the camps remained cool, calm, and collected. KSI was ready and determined to win. However, in this timeline, the mentality for Logan Paul was much more different. Logan in the previous timeline enjoyed boxing for the entertainment aspect. He wanted to be a showman and put on the best performance possible. But in this world, things were different. He didn't want to be a showman. He wanted to be a fighter. He wants to defend home court and nothing was going to stop him. The walkout went as you expected. The stadium was split in half cheering for their respective fighters and the two social titans staring each other down trying to get under their skin. But neither of them were fazed. The ring was cleared with only 3 men remaining and the bell went off. The fight was aggressive, dramatic, and exciting. It was far too close for call. However, in the 4th round, Logan landed a ferocious uppercut upon JJ, which sent him to the ground winded. Now, we know at this point, Logan punched KSI in the head, which costed him 2 points and ultimately the win. But in this universe, Logan pulls his punches quickly and walked away to his corner. Meanwhile, KSI got up fast and panicked, knowing that he might lose. The ref told him to relax, and if he was willing to continue, he could. KSI wanted to fight, and that's what happened. The fight went the distance in the end, with Logan evidently winning the last 2 rounds. The stadium was stressed and anxious to hear the result because no one knew who truly won until the announcer officially read out the scores. 56-57 Logan, 57-56 KSI, and 55-58 Logan Paul. And with that being said, Logan Paul has defeated KSI, defending his backyard, and is now the new YouTube boxing champion. The British influencers were in shock and disbelief, whilst the American influencers were ecstatic and jumped for joy. And it was here where we embark on the unknown paths of 3 social media's biggest names. What's next for KSI? KSI was quiet and gloomy. JJ's trainers gave him the cliche conversations, and that he gave everything he could and fought a hard fight, and that billions in the world would never do what he has done. The sidemen come to give him support. His parents both gave JJ long hugs for the intense fight he went through, and his girlfriend was next to him the entire time, sitting on the bench in his locker massaging his shoulder. With all that happening, JJ didn't even smile once. He was frustrated with his performance and the result, and was constantly replaying scenarios in his head of what could have been done better. But it was all too late. The decision has been made, and he had to live with that. And that is what hurt the most. His friends and family decided to give him some space, with his girlfriend being the only one who he felt comfortable being around. On the way back to the hotel, KSI called his manager and requested that he cancel the booking for the Down Like That music video and push back the release of the song, as he didn't feel like it was an appropriate time to release anything while he was at this low point. JJ had multiple after parties to attend, and his friends were wondering whether they should go or not, and they were more than willing to stay behind at the hotel if JJ didn't want to go, but KSI insisted that they all go and enjoy their night in LA before they have to leave. But JJ wanted to stay at his hotel and reflect. The drastic transition of coming from a loss to immediately partying was awkward for him. He said goodbye to his friends and he went to bed for the night. A few days later, KSI went back to England, made a video in regards to the fight on his YouTube channel by congratulating Logan Paul and saying that this is a learning experience for him. But after that video was uploaded, he went away from social media for a long time. The sidemen decided not to upload their planned Sidemen Sunday for that week, and the rest of them went ahead and worked on their own personal projects. The loss for KSI was slowly beginning to fade away, and during his social media absence, he was writing music to beats that he's been provided in order to keep him productive and happy. He still planned on making a solo album and releasing it soon, but every time he would look at his folder of completed songs and see Down Like That, it always felt like a bullet to the brain and a reminder of what could have happened if things were different. Weeks have gone by. The sidemen were back to uploading consistently every week, with some videos being pre-recorded and KSI being his joyful self, and other videos being recently recorded, with KSI evidently toning down the energy but still having a fun time with his friends. It was nearing Christmas, and even though he was getting more energetic and talkative every day, the loss has still haunted him, and it was a stained memory. Anything that could have possibly given him a reminder of the fight, such such as his music, a pair of boxing gloves, even the area where his championship belt used to be. It all gave him flashbacks of that loss. After carefully thinking about it, he decided to relieve himself of any frustrations and go see his brother and his family for Christmas dinner. JJ refused to be alone for Christmas again this year, especially with everything that's been going on in his life. He simply wants to see his family and be fully happy before the year comes to a close. At the time, the Deji and KSI beef did happen, and around that time of the fight, Deji did understand his mistakes and apologize to JJ for what he's done. It took a lot of courage for JJ to forgive him, but he came around and decided that there has been too much drama in his life already. Might as well leave the past in the past. Christmas dinner was amazing for KSI and his family. They talked, shared memories, made jokes, and not a single conversation was related to the boxing fight KSI had. After dinner, Deji and JJ headed into Deji's office, played a few games, and talked. Deji asked when he plans on coming back to YouTube, and KSI says that he's not sure. Maybe in a few weeks, maybe a few months, but Deji told him that he should come back sooner rather than later. Deji reminded JJ of what happened to Joe Weller after his loss. He chose not to upload videos for an extended period of time and fell into irrelevancy. People aren't fans of you because you're a boxer, Deji said. People don't watch you for your boxing. They watch your videos for you. Win, lose, or draw. You have a fan base that loves and supports you. There's no point in throwing that away over a boxing fight. KSI took Deji's words to heart and tweeted that a Reddit video was coming soon. KSI began to make videos on the regular, and as more and more videos went on, the memory of that fight began to vanish, and JJ was going back to being his energetic self again. KSI was back in the gym working out and was taking his mind off of work, and he was writing music on the regular as a way of therapy. However, in this new timeline, instead of KSI taking a break from boxing and focusing on music, the complete opposite has happened. KSI wants to get back in the ring as soon as he can to avenge his name and claim his spot at the top of YouTube boxing. In this new timeline, KSI released no new music, and Dissimulation would never have been released. Despite his plans on releasing an album, he still feels like he has a lot of unfinished business left in the boxing ring. He makes a video online about his intentions of getting back in the ring, and he tells everyone watching that if you want to fight him, call him out. After a series of videos of various YouTubers and creators calling him out, there's one individual who wants a piece of the pie, a taste of what it feels like to beat KSI, and that one person is the man that KSI wanted most, and that man was none other than Jake Paul. Yes, the guy who KSI wanted before Logan is his next opponent. The KSI and Jake Paul fight actually happens a lot sooner in this new timeline. But the big question is, who's going to win this fight? What's been happening with Jake Paul while all this has been going on? Well, that's a story for another time. This video was really long, and I don't want to make it too long. If you made it to the end, I'm sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger. The two parts in this story are currently being written and made. In regards to what happened with Jake Paul since his brother's win, and after that episode airs, the final episode of this trilogy in regards to what happened with Logan Paul after this win will be in development. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed.